Have you ever stood at the edge of something new, a new job, a new skill, maybe even a new relationship, and heard that little voice in your head say, "I can't do this"? I'm just not that kind of person. We see it all the time. Someone wants to learn guitar but says, "I'm not musical." Someone dreams of starting a business but thinks, "I'm not a leader." It's this idea that we're born with a fixed set of abilities, that our potential is already written in stone. But what if I told you that's one of the biggest myths we tell ourselves? This belief, this "I'm just not a blank person" mindset, is like an invisible fence. It keeps us locked in a small, comfortable yard, while a whole world of possibilities lies just beyond. It's not a real barrier, it's a mental one. Think about it. When we were kids, we didn't have these limits. We'd try anything. We'd sing off-key, draw bizarre-looking animals, and build wobbly towers, all without a second thought. So, where did these limits come from? They were learned. Maybe a teacher's casual comment, a parent's well-meaning advice, or just seeing others stay in their lanes. Slowly but surely, we build these walls around ourselves. Let's dive into the science of it. Your brain is not a static object. It's an incredibly dynamic network of over 86 billion neurons, constantly forming and reforming connections. This is called neuroplasticity. Every time you learn something new, practice a skill, or even just think a new thought, you are physically changing your brain's structure. You're carving new neural pathways. So, when you say, "I'm not a math person," what you're really saying is, "I haven't built and strengthened the neural pathways for math yet." The key word there is yet. Imagine your brain is like a dense forest. The first time you try to walk from one point to another, there's no path. You have to push through branches and thick undergrowth. It's slow, it's difficult, and you might get lost. This is what it feels like to learn something new. It's uncomfortable. But if you walk that same route every day, you start to tread down a small trail. The bushes get pushed aside, the ground becomes smoother. After weeks or months of consistent effort, that small trail becomes a wide, clear path. It becomes easy, almost automatic, to walk that route. That's what practice does. It turns a difficult, conscious effort into an easy, subconscious skill. The people you admire, the ones who seem like natural artists, athletes, or leaders, they weren't born with a superhighway in their brain. They built it, one step at a time. Now, let's try a little experiment to see how our preconceived ideas can blind us. Look closely at the screen. We're going to flash a simple puzzle. The goal is to find the hidden path from the start to the finish. Ready? Go. Did you see it? Most people don't at first. Their eyes follow the obvious lines, the expected routes, and they hit dead ends. They assume the path has to follow a certain logic. But the solution is often hiding in plain sight, in a place we've trained ourselves not to look. Now, what if I told you to ignore the black lines and instead look at the white space between them? See it now. The path was there the whole time, but our assumption that the path had to be a drawn line, a conventional pattern, completely blocked us from seeing the answer. This is exactly what the "I'm not a blank person" myth does. It makes us focus on our perceived limitations, the black lines, instead of the vast, open space of potential, the white space. We get so fixated on the walls we think exist that we miss the open doors all around us. The first step to breaking free is simply recognizing that these limits are an illusion. They are stories we've told ourselves, stories we can unlearn. So, how do we start to rewrite these stories? How do we actively rewire our brains for growth? It starts with a simple but powerful shift in language. Instead of saying, "I can't do it," start saying, "I can't do it yet." That one tiny word, "yet," changes everything. It reframes the statement from a permanent fact into a temporary state. It acknowledges the present difficulty while opening the door to future possibility. It's the foundation of what's known as a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to learn and grow. Failures aren't signs of their limitations. They're just data points on the path to mastery. Let's make this practical. Pick one thing. Just one thing you've always told yourself you're not good at. Maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's coding. For the next 30 days, I want you to dedicate just 15 minutes a day to it. That's it, just 15 minutes. Watch a tutorial, read a chapter, practice a basic technique. The goal here isn't to become a world expert in a month. The goal is to prove to yourself that you can build the path. The goal is to challenge that old story. During this process, you will feel uncomfortable. You will make mistakes. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign that your brain is working, that it's forging those new connections. Embrace the discomfort. See it as the feeling of growth. Think of it like going to the gym for your mind. The first few workouts are the hardest. Your muscles are sore, you feel weak, and you might not see any visible changes right away. It's tempting to quit, but if you stay consistent, you get stronger. The weights feel lighter, the exercises become easier. Your brain is no different. Every time you push through a difficult problem or practice a new skill, you are doing a rep for your brain. You are strengthening those neural pathways, making that mental muscle stronger. Over time, what once felt impossible will start to feel manageable, and eventually, it might even feel natural. The most incredible part of this journey is that it creates a positive feedback loop. When you see a little bit of progress in one area, it builds your confidence. You start to question your other self-imposed limits. You think, if I could learn the basics of that, what else could I learn? What other I'm not a blank person story is holding me back? You start to see yourself not as a finished product, but as a work in progress. This is the path to transcendence. It is about moving beyond the person you think you are today and stepping into the person you have the potential to become. The world is full of people who defied their own initial self-perceptions. Writers who thought they had no stories to tell, entrepreneurs who were terrified of failure, athletes who were told they lacked natural talent. Their secret wasn't some innate gift. It was their refusal to accept the limits others, or they themselves, had placed on them. They understood that who you are is not a fixed point, but a direction you choose to walk in every single day. So, I'm calling you to action. It's time to pick up the tools and start rewiring. Identify that limiting belief. Reframe it with the power of yet. Commit to small, consistent actions. Embrace the discomfort of learning. And watch as the invisible fences you once thought were insurmountable begin to fade away. Your potential isn't something to be found, it's something to be built. And the construction starts now. You are the architect of your own mind. What will you choose to build? Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on unlocking your potential.